Welcome to the Richard Young Gallery. This is our first in conversation. Richard and I opened the gallery up 3 years ago. The idea was to showcase Richard's early black and white material and to showcase emerging photographers and artists and crossover. It was quite fortuitous that I hooked up with Ed Barber from the London College of Fashion, and we started doing giving the gallery over for graduate students. The quality of the works that were shown were quite incredible, and we have been very fortunate that Matjaž has shown his material here. It's been a very successful exhibition, and we hope to show many more students from London College of Fashion and other universities as well. So I would like to introduce you to Ed Barber and Matjaž Tančič. I'll leave it to you.
I've asked you this before. Why is it called mimicry?
Well, mimicry is actually when animals or flowers try to look the same as the environment that they live in, you know, to hide, to blend with the environment surrounding. And that's why I decided to, you know, put the models, I don't know if you just see one photo, I put the models in the gray dress and put it on a concrete so she can blend in with the environment. But the whole point of the exhibition was quite personal story. It's, you know, you have to mimic the environment to blend in. You know, it's same with me in London. You know, as coming from Slovenia, totally different environment. You're coming here and you try to, on one side you have to mimic the environment to blend in, but on the other side still you have to stand out if you want to succeed actually. So that's why I try to show this with my exhibition.
Yeah, that's interesting, I think, because there's a sense of camouflage, but at the same time, differentiation. So, with that in mind, was it your sort of strategic thought that you would use this particular means, 3D, to get that attention, to mark out your work as different? Is that what it was, or did you already really love using it? Was there some other reason?
To this 3D, I mean?
Yeah, why you deployed it for this work?
Yeah, actually that's a really good point, yeah. As we mentioned before, you have to get to the environment so people accept you, but on the other side you want to, you know, stand out. So that's why I used 3D photography, and I used before underwater photography, because I'm always really eager to experiment with media photography, and that's why I'm trying different medias to show something different and stand out.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think it's very important that people do that, particularly obviously you come off the course that I run, so you understand that we're very keen on trying to develop authentic visual material and not giving a prescription on how to become a fashion photographer, which we wouldn't want to be involved in that thought, because entry level is low and it's easy to achieve a high quality result with not much experience. So the differentiation, I think, for yourself and for us as people running such a course is very, very important. So can you just tell us a little bit about your background and what that brings to this work? Because you mentioned coming to London and the idea of mimicry and the conflict between standing out and fitting in.
Well, my background is, I was studying in Slovenia, growing up in Slovenia, and was working there as a photojournalist. I'm doing also a little bit of lifestyle, going to fashion bit, lots of like music bands and stuff. So also now when I'm doing fashion, I always try to put an element of photojournalism inside, because I'm really curious about how people live, about interesting locations. And I don't know, the first year when I come to London, every day or every weekend at least, I was walking around, discovering new places. So that's why lots of people, when they see these images, they're just, where did you shoot at? Is this London? Where is it, you know? Because I think I saw most of the London, and even Londoner, they didn't, you know, so... And I tried to bring out all the locations that I was interested in through 3 years to one exhibition, and also same goes for Slovenia. They are really stunning locations in the nature that people don't know. And I drew around, I don't know, 500 kilometers in a couple of weeks to find the perfect location for my shoot. And walk around and drive around in London to find the perfect location.
And I think that's really important, that kind of dedication, because a lot of people have this idea, I don't know where it comes from, that somehow fashion photography is very easy.
Yeah.
And as long as you've got the motivation to want to succeed, it's going to happen for you, everything will fall in your lap. But I think your work proves that is not the case. To do something that is different and more visually challenging, for want of a better word, and engaging, you have to put a lot of work in to get anything out at the other end. And one of those would be location scouting, model casting, and that even supposes you've got a good idea to begin with. So, can you just talk us through the actual process? Because I know something about it, but I'd like you to share that with everybody here, just to tell us about how you made these images. Because I think technically, they're in themselves, they're quite complicated to achieve, aren't they?
Yeah, it was really, really long process. First of all, to learn 3D technique. The basics are really easy. You can do it with iPhone if you want, or with a normal camera, but to do it properly, you know, without getting any headaches. It's a lot of calculations, a lot of mechanics, lots of specialized equipment that you can't even buy on the market, but you have to know someone that can make it for you. So that was really hard part. The second part that I mentioned already was finding the proper location. You need to have a good location so it stands out in 3D. You know, you can't have a flat, you know, studio.
You need texture.
Yeah, you need texture. You need some different plans, you know, first, second and third, let's say. And also, you can't use all the colors because the red and cyan, they are, as you have them in the glasses, you can't use them for the clothes because, again, your head can start to hurt.
Yeah.
And then the problem was also finding the proper styling. So I was working with a couple of stylists to get the proper dress for every location. So that was another thing. And of course makeup, and altogether it was done through 5 or 6 photo shoots. So again, for each shoot you need the whole team, you know, like makeup artist and assistant, styling and assistant, to your assistant, someone that is gonna help you carry stuff. Because especially some occasions like this one here, it's really hard to access, you know, it's like quite some driving and then quite some walking. And you don't even know if you can access the location that day because you have to cross the bridge and the water. And if there was some rain last day, you know, the whole shoot, you know, will, you know, fall in the water. So you have a team of 10 people on a standby, not knowing if it's gonna even happen.
But that's always the problem with this kind of photography, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's actually not about the war stories. No one wants to listen to that. Afterwards, they're interested. But if you don't pull it off, they don't want the excuses. Just show me the pictures.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is what we always used to say to you at college. And I think you pulled it off because of the sense of determination, and that's quite a particular characteristic of yours. And I think that is something you need to realise. You know, it's a very powerful thing. Otherwise,